a newly passed National Transport Act Amendment Bill has transferred some powers to the Minister of Transport to set the prices that ride-hailing platforms, on-demand ride-hailing platforms can demand from their customers, including the global ones, Bolt and Uber. Right? It's kind of
Weird.
weird because we understand
How they work.
how regulated, how unregulated that space is, as it were. You get how most of these decisions are left in the hands of the companies that are involved with it. You get even the ones that are state owned are still regulated by that platforms, right? And in the African market, this is strange. I'm just wondering that it's not, is the fact that the responsibility was passed to the Minister of Transport to decide,
Mm.
not a committee, not a body, to the Minister of Transport to decide. And it's kind of weird, or is it not, Bolu?
It is actually very weird because the first thing I thought when I saw the story was so that means that when I take a boat ride, say I'm in South Africa, sha. Imagine, so when I take a boat ride in South Africa, um, the price, I will not see the price, or I'll wait for the government to set it, or the
So
government takes over the mechanism for
so
setting the
it's
price.
possible, like there will not be like uniform prices
True, true.
across on-demand ride-hailing platforms, not just Uber and Bolt.
Mm.
There might be state-owned ones, there might be privately owned ones. It's just like a centralized
Mm.
cap, like the way there is a cap and floor
True.
for communication,
So
telecommunication
the problem.
companies. So the minister can set like a cap and a floor for maybe for certain kilometers. This is how much you can charge. This is how much you cannot go beyond. So I think this is more of like regulations,
Okay.
like, but the focus is on the pricing, but there are other
Yeah,
things
there are other things. Yes,
involved,
yeah.
like you want to take
Like
safety
safety, they will take charge of. Yeah.
of safety,
Mm.
which is questionable, especially when it comes to the African setting,
Mhm.
right? When you say you want to
Globally, self
protect me
actually, when it comes
because
to
you would
ideally.
need my data, you would need me to know where I am, where I'm coming from, right? And I don't think we are comfortable having our government have those kind of information. So this particular one, I need to understand
Like
the
why?
yes, the reasoning. I need to
So
show me their thought process.
so the simple thing is the reason why they are doing this is like especially for the pricing part, right? Which I
Mhm.
think is like the most interesting part. Why they want to take charge of it is because there's always this pricing issue that drivers usually have with those platforms, right?
Mm.
So the government is like, okay, let's take over, right, and solve the problem,
Mm.
right? And I mean, from that story, we saw that I think one of the people who like kind of like a spokesperson for like e-hailing drivers generally,
Mhm.
said that the drivers were like happy about it and they liked
Interesting.
it, which was interesting. But the spokesperson from both actually said it will still be the same problem because the problem with pricing, right? And we've experienced this in Nigeria too,
It's affected
right?
by socioeconomic
Yes,
factors.
yes. The problem with pricing when it comes to ride hailing is it's not that simple.
Mm.
Drivers want more money,
Mm-hmm.
but riders want to pay less. And I've seen it, like personally, I've seen it
So
happen.
there are three parties involved here: the
Yes,
platform,
the
the
platform.
driver, the riders.
Yeah. So let's even remove the platform now. Right. Let's leave
Their commission.
riders. No, no, no. It's important. It's also
Yeah.
important to them, yes, because they
Mm-hmm.
also need to make money. But the riders and the driver, right? I mean, and I don't know why. I mean, I understand that if I was a rider, right, I would care about my own how much I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think about it that if prices are too high, I'll not get riders,
Mm-hmm.
which at the end of the day will still affect my earnings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something a lot of these ride-hailing companies have always hammered on. And this is why the boat spokesperson said that it's still going to come back to the same problems, right?
Mm.
You will still end up having to, because yes, you want to increase price. Yes, fuel prices have gone up, things have gone up. Yes, you want to increase price, but because of all these things, people that want to pay for these things will also think, because it has happened to me many times. I want to go somewhere and I open the first app, I see this number. I'm like,
See this
no
price
way.
that is not
No,
giving
the one,
glory
and
to
that's even the
God.
one that I like. Now,
Okay.
now I don't even have preferences. I don't even look at brand again as it
Like
is now.
anyone that
I will
pays
check
you.
everybody and I'll go with the one with the
How
least
many
price.
apps do you have on your
Okay,
phone, by the way?
okay. I said that was an example. I only have two,
You only have to-
but I'll check those two.
There are some that have, I think, five.
People have it. People have it. Some people, I know people have everything. I think the reason why I have those two is because
You
of
feel
like the
safer a
company.
bit.
No, because of company payments and all
Mm-hmm.
that. But I know people that have everything. Yes, there's an example right here in
I'm
the
not scared
studio.
of they carry you away.
People don't really think so. That is one. That is the why, right?
Yes.
Why they want to get involved. But then I still really do not see, right? Because when you think about it and think about everything I've said about pricing,
Mhm.
you really do not see how the government wants to solve this problem. Because it is a matter of, if it is too expensive, it seems like driver will make money, but
But
will he get rights?
yes, and even if it is
I'll enter down
expensive,
for
that increases the commission that will be
exactly,
taken from them. They are
exactly.
not getting more rights.
Mm-hmm.
You're just there. You're not. So I think the e-hailing association,
Mm.
they believe that all these struggles they've been having all these years, maybe they should just try another solution. Maybe it will be on their side, because you know how hailing drivers and these platforms have been at loggerhead in different African countries, even outside Africa.
Mm.
You get about them. If it's not pricing, it will be safety. It will be, we don't want to be contract staff. We want to be normal employees.
Yeah.
We want
Also
what's it
data
called?
issues.
Yes, it's always one thing or the other. So they are thinking, instead of them just clamoring every time, now that the government wants to interfere, let's see how it goes. It is not for us to decide anyway, since it seems they've embraced it. They've embraced it. So maybe the next thing is to just get Uber and Bolt, at least the ones that are not local platforms, on board to fit into, or to fall into this amendment, and see where it goes from there. But I just feel that there are a lot of things involved in this, and this singular move
Yeah.
might not
And
move the
the
needle.
bill is not, it's not yet very clear how, it's not yet very clear how those things will pan out. But
Mhm.
I think some speculations we can make is because with that new bill, they said they will have to get some other licenses, like regular licenses that cab drivers that are not e-hailing per se, those they will have to now get them too. So it probably seems like they want to
Open the market for
exactly,
more people
and they
to
want to,
enter.
and they want to exert some level of control, which I think might not really be good for the e-hailing market. It's too early to say. We'll have to see how it pans out, but I think might not be really good for the e-hailing market because, like I said, there are different parties involved, and if all those parties are not happy, it's going to be unsustainable.
Yeah, unsustainable. Yes, because the platforms have to be happy, drivers have
Drivers,
to be happy, riders have to be happy, governments have to be happy.
To listen to the full episode of this podcast, visit podcast.techpoint.africa or search for Techpoint Africa Podcast on your favorite podcast platforms.